Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. If you will, like, share, comment on the post, and then we will start in the 19th chapter today. And here we hear some words. And it came to pass that while Apollos was at Corinth, Paul, having passed through the upper coast, came to Ephesus, and finding certain disciples. And we'll continue with what he says to the disciples next week, but let's just stop right here for the time being. And do a little review and a little looking forward. Paul has had a we'll use that word, unique ministry in Ephesus. There's been a lot of high points, a lot of low points. It really focused on people being saved and bringing revival to the land. And so now Paul moves on. As he travels, he arrives here in Ephesus, Apollos has already left. Apollos has already left, headed for Corinth, but we're going to see that Priscilla and Aquila tell Paul about Apollos, and I'm sure that was a good word for Paul, because there was probably many days where Paul thought, I'm at this all by myself. Nobody's, and probably a lot of days he was right, that there were days when he was about the only one. We've got a young man who is now preaching the gospel, and Paul, over time, we'll see, comes to know and to love this young man and his companionship and the ministry that he does. But one of the things we're going to notice as we look while Paul ministers here in Ephesus, again, I already said it was an up and down ministry. There's going to be highlights and lowlights, but he really focuses on reaching people with the gospel. That's his major message in what he does there. There was efforts made to disciple and strengthen the existing believers, to help the church, all those things. But the number one thing that we see Paul doing in Ephesus is trying to reach people with the gospel. And I just want to leave me, the church today, with that reminder, that challenge, that we can do a lot of good things, but if we're not careful, as Jim Collins says in his book, sometimes good is the enemy of great. A lot of companies, and he's writing from a business perspective, he says a lot of companies get good at what they're doing, and then they just really kind of quit trying. They're making a profit and they're doing okay, but because they've gotten good, then they get where they don't care and they don't push any harder, and they could have been great. We can do a lot of good things: feeding the hungry, clothing people, putting roofs over their heads, running orphanages, and all those things, taking care of widows. Every one of those things are important. I would even make the argument required of us by Scripture. But those are good things. The great thing that the church is called on to do, the great thing that you and I are called on to do today, is to take the gospel of Jesus Christ. If we put clothes on their back, food in their belly, a roof over their head, and they die lost, but they're warm, fed, with a roof over their head, we have failed miserably. Let's not settle for good. Let's go for the great, the ministry, the work of telling people about Jesus Christ. You have a good day, and we'll see you here Monday morning.